Alright guys, what's going on out there? Rooster here in Tennessee, looking at this Fatboy 4-pill 454 base amp. I have not done a video on one of these before, and generally I don't stock a lot of transistor base amps. I do prefer having a separate mobile amplifier and power supply. That way, in the case that you ever do have trouble with your amp, you've always got a power supply that you can run something else on. You don't have them tied together, and they're a pain in the butt to ship once they get so big. So this one I like, very small, kind of a compact deal here. I think this is what they would consider a 6-pill mobile cabinet. We're going to test this thing out. I've got the Galaxy 66 that I tested for a customer earlier. It does, 60 watts PEP, and I think it does up to about 30 watts average or so. So it should be a good radio to kick into this thing. Test it out, see how it does. I really like the way they set it up. Reminds me, power output wise, performance wise. I really like the old Palomar 500s, Boomer 500s, 35As, stuff like that. That's kind of what I grew up on, considering a large amp back in the day. I thought that was a big amp. They did, 400 or 500 watts or whatever. And I just thought this is kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of that. We'll demonstrate it. It's got a variable on it. One thing I do like about it is you can turn the amp off, and here in the back is where you actually power the whole unit on. So there's you can see back here a button here. Now that turns the whole thing off, but it's kind of like a standby switch for the amp. So you can just leave the fan running, let the amp cool off, and if you're signing off the radio and you want to just talk barefooted while your amp cools off, you can do that. Real cool standalone amp. Be great for local talking, ratchet jawing. Also great to drive into something else, as we'll demonstrate here how the variable works out. But that being said, that's enough of me talking. We'll get into it here. We'll show the output, and then I'll put the amp on standby and put another slug in and show you exactly what we're keying into it and everything else. So with that being said, let's get over here to the watt meter and see how this guy does. So we got a 1,000 watt slug in here. So we're looking at the bottom scale, average power first. Was that about 75 watt dead key? Hello? Hello? About 240 watts average. Hello, and now we're on a PEP audio 1 2 3, showing about 450 or so. Audio test 1 2 3. Audio test 1 2 3. Audio. So there you go. Doing a nice job there. Around 450 peak, 2 1/4 average, 240 average, something like that. Now what I'm gonna do, turn this guy on standby, and then we will see exactly what the radio is putting into it, dead key wise, and average power. And I guess I could put a 50 in there. Don't necessarily need the 100, so we'll go with the 50. Alright. So 50 watt slug, let's see, peak kit's turned off. So that was a 5 watt dead key going into it, giving us about 75 out. Hello, and about 25 watts average, giving us about 240 average out. So obviously if you turn that down, the average power is going to come down a little bit. But nice running amp. I like it. It's easy for me to ship. Doesn't take up a lot of table space for somebody. Runs relatively quiet. It's going to run super cool. Very large cabinet. Well, not very large, but considering the amplifier size. So 6-pill cabinet, just with a 4-pill amp in it, and power supply. And again, turn it on, that activates the amp. You turn it off, it kills it. We'll see how the variable works. I'm actually going to back this down a little bit since we're going to be cutting the variable back some, and we'll show you how it works. So let's come on down to 3 o'clock. Almost forgot to demonstrate the variable. You can tell these videos aren't very scripted because I get tied up talking and forget what the heck I'm doing half the time. Okay, 1,000-watt slug. The variable's now at 3 o'clock rather than wide open. Hello, audio test, 1, 2, 3, audio test, 1, 2, 3. So that took us down to about 375, 380. Just take my word for it. I'm gonna back it down to 12 o'clock. Test, test, audio, test, test, audio. And that took us down to about what, 275, 280, something like that, audio. Then we'll go down to 9 o'clock. Hello, audio, test, 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 audio. What is that, 150, 160 between the first hash mark and 20, so about 140, 150, something like that. And then we'll just turn it all the way down. Hello, audio, test, test, audio, 1, 2, 3. So like 100 watts PEP right there. So you get a good amount of variation in it there. Going from, you know what, 450 watts down to about 100 watts PEP. So that's with 60 watts peak going into it. You could probably run, you know, the 8 pills I've ran up to 140 watts PEP into them. So you could probably run a little more into this thing, but you know, why would you? Runs nice and cool like this. Probably last a long time. You know, 45, 50, 60 watt radio going into it. I hope you guys enjoy the video. This one's for sale. If you're interested in it, contact me. I'll probably try to keep some more of these in. I'll spin it around here before we wrap the video up. And let's turn all this stuff off so I don't bump into my test cables over here when I spin it around. But if you're interested in it, shoot me a text, 423-299-3535. I'll unplug it here. Another thing I like, just the power cord unplugs out of it. So easy disconnect. Let's say you want to get it out of the way. You don't have to go through all the trouble of unhooking your cord and everything like that. Just pull the power cord out of it and store it away where you need to. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Interested in it, shoot me a text, 423-299-3535. 4-pill, 454 base. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Rooster in Tennessee. See you, bye.